Das ist gut. Oder Kanami. Hä?
Ja.
Das ist gut. Welcome back to the Motorcycle Preservation Society. It is absolutely freezing. I'm not sure if you can see it. So today in this video we'll be riding a 1000k trip with this 19-foot sick K75C. So this is a bike I recently purchased. If you have not been following along, please check the videos out. So we will be using this to collect the modern version of this. I'm going to go collect a K1300 GT in George. It's about 500 k's from here. I'm picking up a friend. He lives here in Melkbos, and then we'll head out on the road, and then we'll collect the bike hopefully just after lunch, and then we'll be back tomorrow. We'll sleep somewhere. Thanks for following along. Lego mannetjes heb ik jou gezegd. Altijd. Het is een tire voor Andrew. We gaan naar de back aan het. Sorry man. Dat je in de back zit. Voor Andrew. Nou, check of vandaag een tire optel. Ons is een pad George toe. Lekker weg. Dankie man.
but you're my new favorite drug. Enter into my blood, run with my toxic love. Look how you make me happy. You take a hold of me. You take a hold of I wish I could give you up, but you're my new favorite drug. Enter into my blood, run with my toxic love. Look how you make me happy. You take a hold of me. You take a hold of me. You take a hold of me. Look how you make me.
How's it, guys? Let's have a look at this. So our first stop, we're doing a rider change. I'll be sitting pillion now. Nobody wants to ride in the back, so we're making turns. Barry's doing me a huge favor, trying to get us to George to get the other bike. So yeah, big respect for this. Call it al Big Red. Gevaarlijke rooi machine. It's yeah, too up in the wind. It's struggling a bit. We're keeping the ears pinned back, full throttle. And yeah, so we're hoping to be there after lunch. But yeah, big respect for this. Thanks for following along. All classic. I'm not talking about the bike, I'm talking about a Jaguar E-Type over there. Yeah. No man, he keeps on going the wrong way. Can't see them often, eh? Anyway, having a serious coffee, and we'll be heading now down to Ashton and 2 and stop at Riversdale again, probably do a rider swap again. But yeah, it's going good. As I mentioned, the old Rooi Gevaar or Rooi Kop, she's running. It's freezing cold, there's snow on the mountains. We're riding with surgical gloves on to try and stop some of the wind chill factor. Extremely cold. So yeah, this is my friend Kevin riding me. Can't leave him alone for 2 seconds and he makes new friends. Rider change. Thanks, Kevin. Hard. Okay. Ek is regs, jy reg? Ja. Jy moet sê as dit 'n bietjie swaar is, dan sal ek weer ry. Alright though. Wacht maar, zit er weer achter als je zo rijdt. Wat ook zit er weer achter? Je moet mij zeggen dat mijn voeten moet uitzet. here in Riversdale. We're about 150, I'm ballparking away, and we're doing good. The old lady is riding lekker, and yeah, we do bottom out the rear shock a bit. We're a bit heavy for this, and yeah, this guy has got a nice ZX9 cover. Hi. Yeah. Cool. Weer open.
Ja, super, stop hier.
Ah. Ah, nice. Here we are. Nice looking machine, man.
That's good, nice. I like it. Comfortable.
Yeah, first ride. take the race right now, play on it. Some you win, some you lose, eh? Dit maak daai nog steeds die meest betrouwbaarste bike. Gehaber is toch 11 kilo. Ja? 11 kilo kan je afdraaien. Kevin! Pak een road trip! Woehoe! Just have a look here. Who would have thought that this is the reliable bike? The one with the 169. So yeah, the clutch is slipping. The clutch is slipping. So morning, yeah, we arrived here late last night at Amber Lagoon. Ek gaan op, nee? At late night, and Susanne was gracious enough to let us sleep inside in the warm bed. It's quite chilly. We're going to walk this hill up here now. Look at this. All the way up there. Doesn't look like that on the camera, but you'll hear from my breath in a minute or two. But yeah, no, we had a lekker, and me and Kevin had a lekker trip. Yeah, it's quite nice. So we got to George yesterday with the old K75. We got the K1300 GT, which I basically, as I mentioned, swapped the K100 RS for. But yeah, it needs some work. Just realized it was the cheapest K1300 GT that set in South Africa. For a reason possibly, or no, not possibly, definitely. So it's always looks better on photos than in real life. So there's a lot of scratches and stuff on the bike. It's definitely been used. But the biggest thing is the clutch is slipping. So above 1,000 revs, you can't touch the throttle really. So yeah, that I did not know about it. The seller did not disclose that. So yeah, that's the pros and cons of buying sight unseen and quite a distance away. But yeah, we'll sort it out. As I mentioned, I want to take my wife to Balito in December. So as long as it's sorted by then whew, it's all good. Look how far we've walked already. We're almost halfway. Probably over halfway. No, I don't know. Halfway. Yeah. Chilly, eh?
Lekker.
Yeah. You enjoying the K75, Kevin?
Loving it.
Yeah. That's the most reliable one. The most reliable bike we have. The 18-foot sick. And that thing ran, eh? We were ringing it, eh? I don't know, we were two up. And I thought I stretched the throttle cable a bit there. Yeah. But it didn't fart, nothing, eh? It just ran. Beautiful. Just have a look at this. Crazy. cool. Let me take a few photos and then now I'm out of breath and cold. And we'll show you the boat before I turn you off. But we're heading back to Berrydale. Gonna get my father-in-law, and then he's gonna jump on his bike, and then gonna carry on and onwards to home. So yeah, thanks for following along. I'll put the hyperlapse on probably. Look at the school boat. Yeah, it's cold. Yeesh, it's freezing. And balloon. Look how cold it is, the plants are even frozen.
Wie is hierdie wind onder dik so smal vir ons?
Crazy, yeah, I will. More. Beautiful, anyway.
Yeah, it's my. Oh. So?
Ja, das ist gut.
Yes, Kevin, you also want to see that, huh?
Ja. Das ist gut. That coconut oil.
Yeah, I put
Nice. I also use it. Yeah. Are you one in a plastic container?
This is better than
Very healthy.
sunflower oil.
Yeah.
And it tastes nice with the pancakes.
Very nice. Some of them doesn't have a flavor.
I like coconut oil.
Yeah. Kevin, come check it quickly.
I put it even on the dog's coconut oil because the ticks don't like coconut oil.
You're gonna see art now. Just wait for it. She's gonna get a little origami. Huh?
That's my racing thing, you know.
Yeah. Beautiful. Huh? Ora. Okay, chica. Look at that. Sure, it's just about a little fright. We had a flat battery. They're mostly reliable bikes, but I think it was just a bad terminal. We had to charge it for a bit. But now we're getting out. It's a bit late now. It's a reliable bike. I'm going to go open the gates along. and big respect to this motorbike. It's just done 1,000 Ks problem free. We had our last fill up for the weekend or for the day, and yeah, quite happy with the bike. Does need a lot of work, a lot more work than I was led to believe. The biggest issue is the clutch slipping, which I'll try and solve myself. I'll read up a bit first to see what can be done with that. But yeah, overall it's quite tacky. Yeah, definitely needs some love, but it's a very nice, comfortable ride. We'll see where it takes us. But yeah, big respect to this, the big red, the Rooi Gevaar. Didn't skip a beat all weekend. We even rode 2 up yesterday, and yeah, I'm very much impressed. An 87 model 750. It's crazy. I'm going on a breakfast run tomorrow, and I'm taking big red as I'm getting anxiety with that clutch. Every hill the speed drops. I can't touch the throttle. The rev counter just goes into the red. It just slips completely. So yeah, big shout out to this old K bikes. Crazy. Thanks for following, and yeah, please click and subscribe. A lot of the guys viewing or girls viewing are not subscribed. It does help a lot in making the videos and keeping me motivated. Appreciate you for watching, and yeah, stay well.